welcome back to the Captain Review, where we're printing tomorrow today. Today, I'm unboxing the Elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra, and I gotta say, this thing has been on my wish list since it was announced, and that's been quite a while. Let's crack it open and see what's inside. The Saturn 3 Ultra features a 10-inch 12K mono LCD. That's 29.7 microns XY resolution, sharper than many high-end resin printers. This gives insane detail, perfect for minis, props, or highly textured models. First out of the box is the power cord. This bad boy also has a Cobb and Fresnel collimating light source. The light system combines chip on board or COB LEDs with a Fresnel lens. We've also got our leveling card and some setup instructions. But here comes the tricky part: pulling this beast out safely without summoning a chiropractor. Tip it on its side, ease it on out, and boom, it's on the desk, upright and looking sharp. I have to say, I'm loving how well packed this is. Inside the lid, toolkit's tucked away. But before we dig into that, there's cling film everywhere, and this lid wrap, it's fighting me. But it's coming off. The Saturn 3 Ultra also comes with a Linux OS with 4 GB of RAM. This new internal operating system means faster slicing, quicker startup, and less lag when navigating files. It's especially noticeable when dealing with big models or high detail jobs. And here's all that cling film I was referring to. Once the top is off, you have easy access to the styrofoam on the inside. In the styrofoam is your build plate. Don't forget to remove the protective film from your build plate before printing. And now it's time to attack that protective film on the lid. Unlike some resin printers, where the fan runs non-stop, the Saturn 3 Ultra has a smart fan system that only activates when needed, so it's near silent while idle and pretty quiet even during prints. Notice on the back of the lid, we have a place to attach the separate Mars Mate air filter. For roughly $140, I highly recommend one of these if you plan on keeping your printer in the house and not in a shop or garage. Toolkit time. Gloves, Allen keys, plastic scraper, a power brick, the air filter, metal scraper, cone filters, the USB drive, some mask, Wi-Fi antenna, and a free lifetime license for Voxel Dance Tango Slicer, which is a nice bonus. Alright, quick note here. Those included mask, better than nothing, but go with a real respirator. Resin fumes have VOCs that can mess with your lungs and skin over time. Safety first, people. I think it's about time we give this thing some power. Notice how you plug the power into the side and not the back. Also located on this side is the power button, a place to attach the Wi-Fi antenna, and last but not least the USB slot for those who still like to move files to the printer the old-fashioned way.
Misty haze, falling sky, give me something I can hold. I don't mind if it never showed, 'cause you know I love you right back. Yes,
And the peel of the screen protector, so satisfying.
love you like that. I don't wanna be your enemy, I just wanna feel your
Plugged in, powered up,
baby, when you're coming close to me, it's just like the feel of summer.
and look at that boot screen.
So we to get to cloud nine. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if it's already. I gotta make it.
Now it's time to lift that Z-axis to free the tank. Two screws out, tank comes off. Notice the little notch here on the tank. This makes it easier to pour leftover resin out of the tank without making a big mess. Protective film still there.
Misty haze, falling sky, give me something I can hold. I don't mind if it never showed, 'cause you know I love you right back. Yes, I love you like that. Yes, I love
Don't
you
forget about
like
this piece of
that.
foam underneath your Z-axis.
I don't wanna be your enemy,
Film comes off the LCD.
I just wanna feel your energy.
I have to say, so far the build quality is pretty solid.
It's just like the feel of
Okay, time to level.
looking for a lifeline.
Leveling card goes on.
So we to get to cloud nine. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if it's already. I gotta make it.
Time to remove some more protective film. build plate in. Grab your Allen wrench out of the tool bag, and 4 screws get loosened. Start the leveling procedure by clicking Return to Home. Press it flat. It is very important to hold that plate down while you snug up the leveling screws. You want to go corner to corner. Once all 4 are snugged down, come back and give them about a quarter turn to secure them in place. Be careful not to over tighten them. Now let's dial in the build plate and make sure it's as level as humanly possible. Having a level build plate is an absolute necessity when it comes to resin printing. Start by raising the plate 0.1 millimeters at a time and try to move that leveling card. You want it to move, but with some resistance. Verify that you have about the same amount of resistance on each corner. Up next, we have to tell the build plate what location it should be in to start the printing. Under the Tools menu, click on the Set Z to 0 button and then click Confirm. It's now time to connect to Wi-Fi. Yes, that's right, this printer has Wi-Fi for file transfers, and it's a game changer. No more shuffling USB drives around like it's 2002. Once we're connected to Wi-Fi, let's check and see if we have an upgrade available. No update this time. And let's go ahead and get the build plate out of the way so that we can attach the resin tank. Moving it up about 150 millimeters should give us enough clearance. It's always a good idea to test your LCD screen. As you can see here, we are good to go. And one last time, don't forget to remove that protective film from the bottom of the resin tank. There are 4 screws on the bottom of the tank that stick out ever so slightly. These make placing the tank in the correct position a snap. Now that the tank is in place, it's time to tighten the 2 screws that hold it in place. Here is where the air filter plugs in. There's a spot on each side. This USB-powered filter uses activated carbon to absorb the VOCs and reduce resin odors. It helps keep the workplace breathable. Just remember to change that filter every few months. And now, we interrupt this broadcast with a little B-roll of a glimpse of my daughter's Woodstock socks. I guess even birds want clean air while printing. She also happens to serve as the producer, director, writer, and filmographer of this video. We're using Elegoo's 8K standard resin. And yes, as always, I'm wearing gloves and a respirator. Resin safety is no joke. Extended exposure to fumes can cause irritation, sensitivity, and long-term issues. Don't mess around with this stuff. Make sure you shake it well before pouring. When filling the resin tank, be sure not to go above the max line. Otherwise, you will have a huge mess on your hands. Before putting that lid back on, make sure all the screws are tightened and ready to go. With the USB drive that came with the printer plugged in, let's try and print a test print. Elegoo's test print happens to be a neat little chess piece called a rook. While we wait for that test print, let's go ahead and fill our cleaning tank with the 99% isopropyl alcohol. To help protect your desk from the harsh chemicals in the resin and alcohol, I recommend you pick up one of these pet feeding mats for easy cleanup. I will have a link to all products seen in this video below. This might be a good time to bring up one of my favorite historical quotes by Abraham Lincoln. "My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure." Time to check on my test print. Well, unfortunately, nothing printed. And I gotta tell you, when I decide to fail, I don't mess around. Not only did my print fail, but I failed at getting the resin out of the vat and back into the bottle. Notice on the bottom of the resin tank screen, we have a rook-shaped circle. This will come up easily. You just need to take your time and be mindful of the print film. After a little trial and error, I was able to get a successful test print. There were some bumps along the way, but I cannot argue with the results. Absolutely stunning, highly detailed prints. The Saturn III Ultra has truly lived up to the hype. All of my expectations have been met and exceeded. I really do not know why it took me so long to get one of these. Links to everything I used are in the comments below. This is the Captain Review, and I thank you for watching my first unboxing video. And as always, remember to keep printing tomorrow, today.